I've plugged the NEXTBASE 422GW in for charging. I actually thought it might be useful, having spotted this come up for the first time, that maybe we'll go through the new start type application with it. So first thing that comes up is what language you want to do. There's various languages in there. Interesting and good that they've spotted the difference between English US and English UK. So we'll put this on English UK. You can see I'm using the touch screen on this, working really well. So we will OK on that one. It's now going to go through first time installation. I'm going to look at time zones on that. So we're going to say we're in Europe. Click OK on that. Country then, UK and Ireland. I'm old style, although I do a lot of things in kilometres. I want to do miles per hour when I'm doing anything to do with my vehicles. And now what it's saying is the dash cam will be set by satellite signal when received. So it's using the same GPS signal it's using for location to set the time and date as well, which is really useful. It means you don't have to worry about drift, or if the battery dies and it's been off for a while, whether it's got to figure out its own time and date or whether you've got to set it manually. It does it all automatically for you. To enable Alexa, emergency SOS and more, it needs to be linked to your phone. Not much point doing that at the moment until the iOS app is available, so I am going to skip that. Maybe we'll come back to it later when the app's available. And now it says it's ready to use, so I'm going to click OK on that one. And it's asking for SD card. I've not inserted that. So at the moment it's just on charge. You can see the rear camera working there. So the larger screen is a front camera. It's obviously facing down into the white cloth, and the rear one facing upwards there. One thing I did want to have a look at is the firmware version. You'll also notice we've got date and time on there as well. Let's pick those up from GPS as part of that. So if we go into settings and let's have a look, let's try setup. Swiping across. No, go back one. Not swiping so well at the moment. There we go. And if we go into system info, so the firmware is R09.6, and the one currently available on the website is R14.8. So it looks like the devs have been doing a fair bit of work since they built these to go to the factory. That's not unusual in those types of devices. 0-day patches are quite usual, because these have to be sent off the factory, go through a fair bit of testing before they're built and then shipped to the shops. In the meantime, the test and dev teams will be working on small patches and things like that. So actually the first thing I want to do with this is get the firmware updated on it before I put it into the car. I'm going to leave it charging for a little bit. And then what I'll do is I'll record a little video about how to get the firmware updated as well. I'll put some links into the video for this one about where you can go and get the firmware from, and some info on the device as well. Thanks very much.